Welcome back to Dicing with Death, everybody.
So, Eric calls out for who goes there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and as you wait for a response, you hear a faint whistling on the breeze. Your eyes make their way to the south, to the road, and you see sort of a bobbling light, maybe some couple hundred feet off. You think you could have spotted it sooner.
Damn it.
Had you rolled better on a perception check?
Okay. I double checked to make sure
So
Wallace is properly tied up to a tree.
Wallace is tied to a tree.
All right. I'm going to leave my fire burning. No, I'm not. I'm going to take that big pot of water that I had and just dump it out over the fire right now.
Okay. So you extinguish the fire.
Right. Then I'm going to...
The loud hissing and a lot of steam. You put the fire out.
grumble to myself about being underprepared for this situation, and make my way towards the road. I sheathe my dagger, put my sword belt back on, so I've got a shield, which is already strapped to my arm, and a sword at my side. I'm going to want to walk to the road, and swords in my right hand, shields in my left hand, so I want to find a tree on the east side of the road that I can lean my left arm up against, hopefully to distract, to hide the fact that I have this big ass shield strapped to my arm.
Okay.
And that way, when someone walks, if they see me, hopefully they won't see my shield. Or if they don't see me, then they'll walk in front of me where I can talk to them, and I'll be perpendicular. If that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. So you move to the road, staying in the trees.
Mm-hmm.
And behind a tree, you said, with the tree concealing the shield?
Yeah, so the tree should be on my south side, and I want to lean against it so I'm facing the road and kind of peering out and around the tree from time to time to see how close the
you see
light
this.
gets.
You see this bobbing light. It seems to be approaching down the path,
Mm-hmm.
and the light appears to be the source of the whistling.
Well, I hold my position.
Yeah,
and I wait for them to do something different, or for them to cross directly before me.
You think that you may get that opportunity. The light gets steadily closer and closer. I'm not sure what's going through your head.
I haven't banditized someone since the war. I hope I still know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Eventually, that you realize. I mean, I don't know what was going through your head. If you thought it was something supernatural or blah blah blah. Eventually, it becomes clear that the source of the light is a lantern in the hand of a man. It's hard to make out with the lantern light sort of glaring in your direction, and they don't appear to notice you. Roll a perception check.
How many is they?
Looks like a single figure.
Okay.
Roll a perception check.
Yes. Sure. 17.
All right. The figure approaches closer, and begins to step through in between some trees where the path goes into the forest.
I draw my short sword from its leather sheath.
Shing. Give me just a second to find some appropriate music. What is that?
Skirmish.
Is that
the battle soundtrack?
The whole soundtrack?
Yeah.
Yeah. Eventually I'll get the hang of this thing. Or maybe I won't. Maybe your character will die before I get a chance.
So I draw my sword and say to the figure crossing my path, "Why, hello there, stranger. What brings you through my corner of the woods this time of night?"
The figure appears surprised. You have seen you step out in front of them and sort of looks back or steps back, looking at you and says, "Oh, I didn't see you there." You notice his hand going to a blade at his side, not drawing it. You also notice what looks like a lute over its shoulder, a stringed musical instrument. He has a small backpack, no armor, at least none that's apparent, although he has yeah.
Well there, buddy. I'm afraid
and a coat.
I'm afraid I am the road inspector, and before you can pass through these woods, I need to inspect your personal belongings. So if you don't mind laying them out carefully on the ground for me to see, we can just make this happen very quickly.
I'm afraid there must be some sort of misunderstanding. He looks a little nervous as he's sort of looking side to side.
No understanding. Just some illegal smuggling happening along the road here, and I've been deputized to make sure that no one smuggles anything immoral through this part of town. Now, why don't you place your belongings on the ground, and I'll let you be on your way after I inspect them and return them to you, as long as there's nothing illegal.
There's some arrangement we can make. I'm willing to pay any toll there is on the road.
Well, as I said, there's no toll on the road. This is anti-smuggling law enforcement here. The local lord, who you don't need to know his name, you're just passing through, it doesn't even matter, clearly has hired me, one of his soldiers, to do this work for him. So just, empty out your bag on the ground, nice and gentle-like, and if it's all copacetic, then we'll let you go along. God, I hope that's the right word. You're just doing your job, what you're instructed to do. I don't want to have to batter you around the head and send you home packing with bruises.
Yeah, he crouches down a little lower, like takes a knee.
All right, I think I'm going to shield rush him.
You're going to shield rush him?
I think I'm going to shield rush him. Let me double check the shield rushing. Hold shot, disarm. There's a shield punch and a shield rush. A shield rush will knock him down. Yeah, I'm going to do a shield rush attempt. It goes on my initiative speed.
Yeah, so I don't know, have you talked with Chad about the initiative system?
No, we haven't discussed the change to the initiative system.
We're planning to try out the initiative system in combat and tactics. Which divides initiative into phases based on the speed of the action or creature.
Yes. So very fast, average, slow, very slow. Humans have a fast action, but if you're using a slow weapon, then you go on the slow phase. If you're using a very fast weapon, but you're only a fast creature, you go in the fast phase. Movement delays your phase by 1. So if I'm a fast creature and I want to move and attack, my movement would happen on fast, my attack would happen on average. And both sides roll a d10. Whoever gets the lowest number goes first in each phase. So if I win initiative, I could move on fast to get to that guy, and then on his turn, if it's still the fast phase, or if he has an action on the fast phase, then he could attack me, and then the average phase comes, and then I get my attack on the average phase. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to shield rush him.
All right. What is the speed of your shield rush?
It goes on my phase, I believe, so that would be fast. And then I think then we need to roll a d10 to see who acts first on which phase, or on the phases. I get 8.
All right. Okay. But then you move, which also delays it.
Right. I can do it. I don't know how you want to deal like movement within 10 or 15 feet. Since it's not like a full half move. I will take any ruling you have.
I think it will still delay it, but I'll say it delays him to have to draw a weapon.
Okay.
You've given up the element of surprise, like he sees your rush coming. So his delayed action, you wind up tying. You both wind up in the medium phase.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is? Medium?
Yeah, the average.
Or average, and he also rolled an 8 on his initiative.
Oh, shit.
So things are revolving, occurring simultaneously. So
I make him roll to hit him.
Yeah. Oops. Crack there. And a 3. So he draws his rapier from his side. As you happen upon him, your shield goes colliding with the flat of his blade, rendering his attack ineffective. And where are my dice?
I rolled
16.
a 16 to hit, which means we need to an opposed strength roll.
Does it do any damage in and of itself, or?
No, this is just knocking someone down.
Okay.
Making a shield rush is treated as a charge attack for the purposes of guarding characters with set spears. Never mind. Mm-hmm. So, the loser of the opposed roll falls down. If both characters fail, they both fall down. If he was aware of the shield rush, he gets a +3 bonus.
What does aware of the shield rush mean?
I think that's up to you to determine it. Like, if he was expecting me to try and knock him down.
Yeah, I don't think so. And he was sort of like... Yeah, he was like standing up from a knee.
22 on my strength check.
He fails his, so he goes sprawling backwards.
Okay.
You hear a sickening crunch as he lands atop his loot.
Okay.
I
keep my sword out, and I guess in my words before the next round, I say, "Don't make me do something I'm going to regret." And I'm happy to roll initiative for.
The lantern also has gone clattering to the side.
Well, let's just hope it doesn't start a forest fire.
Yeah, we'll see.
Initiative for next round?
I don't. Do you re-roll every round?
Oh, that's a good question.
I don't think that you do, but I'm not sure.
At the beginning of each combat round, both sides roll a d10. We could do it that way, or we could do one for the whole thing. I'm comfortable with that.
Let's re-roll.
Oop, no, I need a D in there. 4.
Okay. He's stumbling to his feet, still on his back. You see that the oil from the lantern has spilled out all over the grass and has caught fire.
Uh-oh.
The oil has caught fire. So the lantern has gone out, but now there is a small oil fire.
Fine. So I will ready an attack if he stands up, and I will tell him, if you stand, I'm going to cut you down. Surrender.
You see fear in his eyes. What are you ready to attack?
If he gets to his feet or makes a move at me.
All right. Yeah, he doesn't say anything. You see fear in his eyes. His lower lip quivers. But you see him making a swipe with his right hand with his blade. So your attack can go off first.
All right, d20 plus. He's prone. That gets me what, like a +4 to hit? What is the bonus for hitting someone on the ground? Let's see. Target is sitting or kneeling is +2. Target is stunned or prone is +4. Is he kneeling or prone?
I'll call it. Let's say the +2. I think he was knocked prone. Yeah, because this is on his turn. So this is as he's getting up. I'll say it's halfway in between.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's like on his back, pushing up with one hand and 2 feet, making a swipe with the sword.
Sure.
Yeah, +2 to hit.
+2 to hit. 16.
Is a hit.
2 damage with the short sword.
Not enough. All right, he lets out a cry. Oh, Lord. The pain, I don't know, distracts him, and his sword goes clattering against your side, and he loses grip as the sword goes tumbling into the dirt beside him. He looks up at you pleadingly.
I start shifting towards where the fire is and try and stamp it out with my foot, assuming it hasn't raged out of hand.
Roll an intelligence check.
Okay. You're telling me this is a stupid idea. 25?
Yeah, you realize that this is an oil fire. Stamping on it would probably set you on fire as well.
Good call. Good call. All right. So I tell him to take off your backpack and run on down the road towards Seagate. Drop all your gear and just get out of here.
He discards his backpack.
Empty your pockets.
Takes off running.
Empty your pockets.
He's running.
All right.
Leaving sword, broken loot, and a backpack behind.
Okay. I'm gonna grab his backpack, sheath my sword, grab his backpack, run back to my camp, drop the backpack, take off the shield, grab my...
Roll a perception check.
God, I've got 10 yards of cloth. I'm gonna try and put out this fire before it gets out of hand. 14.
On your perception check?
Yeah.
No. Right, you get back
I'm
to
sorry,
camp.
not 14, 24.
24.
Yeah.
Okay, your donkey is not in the camp.
Fuck!
And it's, yeah, you actually have a hard time finding the camp. At first, you don't think it's the camp. You're like, you can't find the donkey. You're like, this can't be the camp. Oh no, wait, there's the fire that I put out.
I look back. Does it look like the other fire is getting out of hand? Does it look like it's gonna
not for
consume?
you. Can't you actually? You're in total darkness at this point.
So the
What
fire
did you
from the
think-
road that spilled up from the lantern is gone.
What did you say you took with you? Oops, that's.
Over here to this side, or what do you mean?
What did you say you took with you from the? You like hurriedly told me what you grabbed from.
When I went to the road?
When you left the road, what of the traveler's equipment did you take?
Oh, I grabbed his backpack.
Just the backpack?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so can I see a fire burning in the road from the camp? It's only...
You see nothing. You're in total darkness.
Okay. Well, this is shitty. Alright, well, I drop all my stuff. I find my lantern that I took out, and it's probably sitting in my tent, and I light my lantern with my little tinderbox.
Okay. You light the tinder. What do you light with it? Do you have a torch or something that you light?
Lantern.
Or
I've got a lantern.
you have a lantern.
I have a lantern.
Okay.
A hooded lantern. Yeah.
All right. What did you have? Was the donkey, the saddlebags were all loaded?
No, I had unloaded everything from him and just left him tied to a tree with a long rope.
Okay. Okay. Looking around, it looks like your camp has been rummaged through.
Shit.
We'll see how this plays out, but yeah.
I go to the tree that I had tied Wallace to.
Mm-hmm. The rope is missing. Looks like it was untied from the tree.
At least they didn't cut it. Shit. I wasn't gone that long.
Roll a perception check.
23.
Okay. You're sort of, looking around, taking stock of the camp. Yeah, at least they didn't cut it. And you look up and you catch your lantern light glittering off a pair of eyeballs.
In the tree?
Sort of in a bush. Like it's at ground level, straight ahead. And then another. And you see at least two small, diminutive humanoids. sort of stepping out from the bush. They stand about 3.5 feet tall.
Hey, little guy. Hello. Have you seen my donkey? Wallace? His name is Wallace. Hello? Holding a lantern.
Yeah, let's...
Do you speak the common tongue, little guy? Were you looking for food? I've got some food if you want it.
Right. They step towards you. They don't have any weapons or anything. They are wearing crude clothing, but mostly rags. One of them has a little hat. There's two here.
I set the lantern down and make a show of slowly taking off my sword belt and placing it on the ground, and then pick the lantern back up. That said, I still have 4 daggers on my belt and 1 in each boot. But my sword belt is gone, and I've got my lantern.
They slowly and cautiously start to walk right up towards you.
I squat down to be closer to same height with them.
Yeah. They're not, I mean, they're like 3 to 4 feet tall. So it's not, yeah.
Yeah.
So, sure, squatting is about appropriate.
I extend a hand. Hi, little. My name is Eric. What's yours?
He grabs you by the wrist and like sort of. The other one picks up your belt.
Hey!
And starts to scurry off with it.
No, hey! I start chasing after him.
Okay. Roll an opposed strength check.
27.
You wrench your hand free from the other one. Go chasing after that guy. You turn to see a couple more standing about your camp.
I stop. I go back to the backpack. I'm not losing this backpack. I'm not going to lose all my shit and this thing that I lost all my shit for.
Yeah. You get your backpack, and you are greeted by another one of these small creatures holding the broken loot. And he sort of thrusts it at you.
Thank you. I take it, and I set it in my tent.
No!
Oh, no? What? Oh, you speak.
You play. About 3 of them sort of move in adjacent to you at this point.
Loot's broken, right?
Play!
Is the neck broken, or is the cavity broken?
The neck is broken.
Okay. Well, I'll bend the neck all the way backwards to make the strings as taut as possible, and kind of, or more like bang.
Roll a dexterity check at -10.
20. So close.
So close. Oh, it's so close. I can't think of any advantage to give you. The one nearest you kind of slaps you. And the guy says, "Play, musician."
No. Have you seen my donkey? Small horse. Rope around the neck. Name is Wallace.
Rope.
Where's Rope?
Good idea. It's a black. He says to the other, who scurries off into a bush.
Not what I was hoping for. All right.
Mm-hmm.
What?
You turn around to see your donkey in the company of a couple of these creatures. You see probably 5 of them in your camp at this point. You can't tell. I mean, they're scurrying in and out of the bushes.
Okay.
And the guy, he goes to your donkey and removes the rope from the donkey's neck and brings it over to the guy who's talking.
All right. So I set the lantern down and coil up the rope.
They don't give you the rope. One of them actually goes to start climbing onto you.
Onto my back?
I assume you resist.
Yeah, I kind of gently try and as you do with kids, take the hands and move them off of me.
Yeah. He successfully grabs you. So make a opposed strength roll.
God, I'm wrestling with
oh my god
brownies. 30.
30. Okay, he rolled a natural 17, but yeah, not that small. So you throw him off of you. There's a flurry of shouting.
Whoa! Hey guys, hey.
And they sort of move in to surround you, holding the rope out. You get the impression that he was probably going to restrain you with the rope.
All right, I've had enough of this shit. I'm gonna grab a dagger from each one of my sides and just stab the motherfuckers. This campaign took 1 hour and 42 minutes to get me to kill innocent civilians.
You're gonna call these innocent civilians?
I mean, I think they're gonna try and hang me with that rope, so I'm not gonna be Gulliver's Travels by these midgets.
You can get a surprise round.
All right, D20 plus 1 for specialization and 1 for surprise.
Yes.
A 14 and an 18.
2 hits.
The first one does 5.
All right. Okay. Yeah. You slit a goblinoid throat.
Another one's 5.
Yeah. 2 down.
And rodents! Get off me!
For initiative.
5.
5. You win.
Okay, so I get 2 melee attacks and then 1 on my second attack from specialization goes on
The end of the round.
Is it the end of the round or is it the next phase? I don't.
Oh, it might be the next phase in this.
I'm not sure. 2 weapon. That's the same. Specialized. That is something I should have looked up ahead of time.
Let's just do the end of the round for now. In this case, it won't actually matter.
Sure. So 5, and I go on the fast phase.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do as well, but they rolled slower.
All right, so no more surprise. But my first slash is a 7, and my offhand is a 15.
Actually, they might be faster than you, but that's fine. I'll let that slide. I think small creatures are very fast, aren't they?
I think they are very fast, but it depends. Their weapon speed also depends on the weapon that they're using.
Yeah, they're not armed. So roll for damage on that 15.
6.
All right. Oh, barely enough. Yeah.
All right, so that's
Drive your dagger into this creature's skull, and he collapses.
Stupid brownie piece of shit! Give me back my horse!
All right. One in front of you lunges at you. You get an attack of opportunity if you'd like.
Oh, I do. At +4. That's still 7.
Okay. He goes down. There are 4 bodies piled up around you. Something behind.
I miss. Oh,
you miss.
7 to hit. My AC.
You still manage to drive him off. However, one behind you does grab you. Roll an opposed strength check.
34.
All right. He grabs a hold of your leg and you kick, kicking him free.
Right.
Roll initiative for the next round.
I would love to.
Actually, it doesn't matter because I think they are on fair battle.
Yeah.
You get one more attack at the end of the round.
Oh, that's right. D20 plus 1 is another 7 to hit.
Miss. On the next round, they go scattering. You can get an attack of opportunity on 1 because they're on opposite sides of you.
That's fair. Plus back would be natural 19, adjusted 22. So it's at least 2d4 plus 3, at least 11 damage.
Plus, your dagger's cut hard.
Yeah, plus 1 for strength, plus 2 for specialization.
Another goes down. Now there are 4 bodies around. You hear some rustling as turning to see the 5th disappearing into a bush.
Okay, I'm going to They scatter into different bushes.
There was only one.
Okay. Then the last one that runs in that bush, I'm gonna make an attack against the bush. He's probably got like 100% concealment.
You're gonna like a.
I'm gonna throw my dagger against.
Can you mix thrown and melee?
No, this would be a brand new round though.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Sure, yeah, make an attack. I think it's a -5 for concealment or something like that.
Yeah, 90% is -4. There is no 100%,
Yeah,
but
-4.
-5 makes sense or whatever.
It's also dark. You do have the lantern. You don't have. You do have a lantern lit.
Yeah.
Which shit? How did you dual wield the lantern?
Oh, I'd set the lantern down the ground.
So there's a lantern sitting in your camp.
So, +3 for throwing a dagger, -5 for concealment is a 7. Yes.
Okay, no, your dagger goes flying into the bush.
Fucking pieces of shit, goblins! God damn it! I grab my lantern. I look for Wallace. Is he still around?
Yeah, Wallace is eating some grass over in the.
Is my rope still around?
Yeah, the rope is amongst the dead.
All right, I quickly put the rope around Wallace's neck, tie him to a tree very loosely, and grab my short sword and walk towards that bush and start hacking at the bush to clear a path through it.
What do you hack with the short sword?
Yeah.
All right, you take out your frustrations on the bush. Roll a perception check.
16.
No. All right. You take out your frustrations on the bush. I hope that was enough for you.
Oh.
Delete one dagger from your character sheet.
Okay.
Do you take the time to reassemble your camp?
Yeah, after these brownies or goblins or what, I don't know what these creatures are. Right, this is my first time seeing one of these things.
Yeah, some evil fey creatures. Tricksy little bastards.
I go through my stuff and make sure it's all still here.
Yeah. Sure, yeah. You spend about an hour or so digging through your camp and the bushes surrounding it. The hardest thing is to find, like, your pot is in some bush far away.
Do I still have my cooking utensils and my cooking pot sticks?
You can find everything.
Okay. I gather it all together. Now there's bodies in my camp. Now I don't want to sleep here. I had set up camp hoping to spend the night here after I successfully raided but didn't kill anyone on the road.
How'd that go for you?
It didn't.
Would you consider that a success?
I'm gonna. All right. My camp assembled. I sit down to inspect the contents of this backpack.
All right. Tied to the bottom is a small blanket or a small bedroll. Inside is about 5 days worth of rations, a tinderbox, and some utensils, like a small knife and whatnot. And that is about it, unless there's something I'm forgetting.
There's nothing valuable?
No.
I grumble. Add the bedroll to my equipment list.
Sure.
I'm gonna leave all the other stuff behind, and I'm gonna run back to the road to see if he dropped anything else along the road.
There is a rapier at the scene of the fight.
That's it. Oh, maybe he wasn't the one. I think to myself, lying to myself in order to reassure myself that so it was so valuable. Some random dude wouldn't be walking along with just a rapier. I pick up the rapier. I'll add that to my gear as well.
Sure.
Look around. What the hell am I gonna do with that? I can't stay in this camp. It's fucking goblins everywhere. I grumble to myself. It's dark. I gotta break camp in the dark with dead bodies around me.
Got a lantern.
Got a lantern. All right. I grumble and slowly start to pack up the saddlebags. Put them back on Wallace. Lead him by his... 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 Lead him by
his rope,
Yeah,
his noose.
this thing, whatever you call it. And I want to head south,
Back to Cornbrook.
back to Cornbrook.
Okay.
I'm like 5 hours out of town, and it's maybe like 2 hours after dark now. All that jazz.
Yeah.
Okay. So if there's anyone else heading north on the road at night, I'll probably run into them before I hit Cornbrook.
Yeah.
Expect. Okay. So I'll walk with my shield on Wallace, sword at my side, missing a dagger.
Yeah. You walk for hours, feet dragging, falling asleep as you go. And sometime in the wee hours of the morning, you see a couple of barns and farmhouses that you think might be Cornbrook, but eventually you finally do reach the village proper.
Rumbling, clearly upset at the loss of all this stuff. I make for the inn or the tavern. I make for the cornhole. I spend a lot of time at the cornhole, guys.
Yeah, there's still a candle lit in the doorway.
All right.
But no one in the common room. You see a small bell that you could ring that's on the counter.
I do. I ring the bell.
Yeah. All right. It takes you a couple tries, but eventually that fat barkeep comes out.
Hey, Tommy boy, I need another room. And can you see to my donkey? I know it's late.
Sure. I'll go rouse the sable boy.
You were right, by the way, about the North Road. Small creature. I start describing the creatures that started going through my camp. Started stealing all of my shit, man. Just tore that place apart.
Sounds to me like trows.
Trow. Tell her trow.
Nasty little fairies.
Now, they tried to climb on me and tie me up. They stole my donkey. And they demanded that I play a lute, a broken lute. And when I didn't, they tried to take me down, man. Trow.
Fond of music, I heard.
Well, I ain't no musician. Anywho, I'm sure you're tired. Here's 4 silver for the trouble. I hand him 4 silver.
Sure. Yeah,
Look at my depleted stash.
You're able to. Yeah, he wakes up the stable boy who puts your donkey away. You get a room for the night.
And all right.
Yeah, why don't we go into our second break and we'll pick up at the cornhole tomorrow morning.
See you guys on the other side.